What's good, y'all? Elvis here. So my birthday's coming up, and people keep asking me about how I'm going to celebrate and stuff, and it's always an awkward conversation because I'm not big on celebrating my birthday. Well, I say not big, but like I don't celebrate it at all for a few reasons actually. Like just the way I live my life. It gets my birthday every day. You know what I'm saying? Like I woke up again. That's another chance. I'm a day older. That's something worth celebrating for me. And like for me, time don't exist. I live on God time. If I'm anywhere doing anything, it's not because a man told me, it's because God told me, and then I found a way to make it work for a man or a human or whatnot. I'm not big on birthdays. I'm excited about other people's birthdays, but I'm not big on my birthday because I just have it associated with a lot of like negative stuff for real. Like I'd say a lot of familial trauma happened around my birthday generally. So I don't get reminded of quote unquote good times over it. My birthday always felt like a fake holiday because it's the one birthday that's about me. You know what I'm saying? But that always felt kind of like a joke because my entire life I never got to feel like a kid. I never got to feel like my needs mattered above anybody else's. I was a parentified child. Like I was given adult responsibility before I had adult agency. Like I raised myself, my siblings, and my parents to a degree. Now I'm about to be 28, and I've did all the adulting shit most people aspire to. I've been fully responsible for my own as well as other people's provision and protection. I done raised children. I done built a business, built community, built this and that. Things that adults do. But I'm realizing, like, I still don't feel like an adult. I just remember, like, vaguely being, like, 6 or 7 and having a realization, like, if I don't do it, it don't get done. And I just remember locking the fuck in, and now it's 20 plus years later, and I'm like, I don't think I've ever locked out. Like, or unlocked. Like, I'm realizing now who I think of as Elvis, I don't even know if that's really me. I think that's who I was conditioned to be, who I had to be out of necessity. And like, right now, this is the first point in my life where I didn't have the weight of somebody else's survival square on my chest. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the first time in my life where I can quote unquote be a kid. The responsibility I was taking over before, most of them weren't mine. But now I'm realizing that even bigger than that, there's something in me that feels responsible for everybody else's survival. That stance, that approach is a result of my childhood because not feeling cared for only made me care more. I want to be what I needed at a certain point. Most of the time, that's just somebody giving a little perspective or a little bit of game. But at its worst, it's like, because I'm so capable, I feel like it's my job to take care of everybody. But that's also just because I want to be taken care of. I grew up in poverty, single mother household, and being the only like male in the home, everything was kind of put on me. Any masculine task was put on me. Regardless if I had the knowledge or the ability, it was made my responsibility. That kind of just conditioned me to want to be as useful as possible. But not useful from a place of like, oh, I love them so much, I want to be able to provide for them. It's like, I want to be useful so I don't feel like I'm a waste of breath. Because that's how I always felt growing up. I felt like if I can't help, I'm hurting. Like, if I have a need that isn't helping the collective, oh, I'm hurting everybody. And sometimes I was told that. Most of the times I was made to feel that way, regardless of if I was actually helping and doing everything I could as a child. But I had a perspective shift the other day. I got a unofficial internet uncle, Dr. Charles Apuki. Shout out to him. He said something that really connected with me. He said, poverty is the lack of alternatives. And that really made me think because, you know, in this, like, in my life, this barber game that I've been a part of, like, I done touched so many different, like, tiers of income and, like, different qualities of life. And I'm realizing, like, poverty is a consciousness thing. Like, I done been stupid up, like, bills paid for most of the year type shit. And I realized that even with all that bread sitting, all that quote-unquote security that I had, me and God weren't on the same page, so my spirit was restless. And then there's moments like now where I have the lowest amount of liquid bread I've had in a very long time, but I have the greatest level of agency, spiritual and otherwise. I lived my whole life afraid to ask for something because I felt like a burden. You You know what I'm saying? So I got so good at carrying my burden that I carried other people's burden. And then now I'm at a point where I'm realizing that doesn't serve me or serve them. A lot of the help I'm trying to contribute isn't help, it's enabling. So now all I'm doing is making them more and more dependent on me as a source. And that's not helping either of us. But Dr. Opuki said, poverty is a lack of alternatives. And according to that logic, I have to be the most wealthy person that I know because I have every alternative. I can't think of an option that I don't have. If there's an option I don't have, it's literally because I don't have the desire to go get it. Because anything that I want to do, I have the ability to set up a plan, a structure, a framework to get there eventually. And also, I think even bigger than that, I'm free, bro. Like, I'm free from people's expectations. I'm free from my own expectations. And that's something a lot of people can't relate to. Like, I done restarted and gave up all my shit like 2 or 3 times now. I can start over and that means nothing to me because the only things that I have that are worth something are my awareness. You know what I'm saying? My consciousness, what I take with me. All the bread, all the things I've done for people, all the things that I've collected don't mean anything. It's who I had to become through the journey to get those things that I even retain. It's that experience that I retain. I don't retain any of these items. This life is really like a video game. It's New Games Plus. Like, you start the game over you don't have none of the progress, you don't have none of the story progress, but you have all the upgrades. You've grown your ability. Like, anything you could have lost in possessions, you've gained more in proficiency. I'm a person that risk it all, I'll bet on me before I ever ask somebody for help. Whatever short-term goal I'm working for or working towards doesn't mean anything to what I'm gaining on the grander journey. I'm realizing that all the haircuts that I was pressed about making perfect early in my career don't matter now. They mattered in that moment because I had to instill that kind of attention and intention to build the skill set. But now I'm realizing, like, the goal of my barbering business was never to have or do perfect haircuts. Like, the real goal of the business was to make connections with people that transcend the transaction. And then these people want to do a transaction with me. But then past that, they're people that add to my life. The whole time I thought the main point of building this barber business was to build a structure where man could pay me. But now I'm realizing the grander game is to build a structure where God is allowed to pay me. Or in a way that I allow God to pay me. He pays us every day, but we usually try to trade that. We try to trade that payment for whatever a man can give us or a human can give us. People working for money. Then once they get enough, they're working for the freedom of their time. Then once they get enough of that, they're working for the freedom of their energy. And then past that, they're working for the freedom of their attention. Having your attention in your control from the top, that frees you up from people controlling your energy, time, and your money. Because God pays us in attention. Attention is the real currency. That's what we can use to build blessings, build curses. Everything we create requires attention, good or bad. But I don't even believe in good or bad. It's like everything is relative, you know what I mean? Everything fills a purpose. But I have a very different idea of whatever poverty and wealth is now. Like, if I have to compromise something in my spirit, like, the bread is never worth it. But yeah, my birthday is on the September 19th. I'm not gonna lie, like, every year I be going through it around my birthday. And, you know, I really don't feel that different this year, but I don't know, it's just like the perspective I have about it is I'm realizing that I've been so accustomed to, like, saving people and being in emergency situations that in a way I'm something of a firefighter, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm wired to go handle the problem. But because I'm so conditioned to solve problems, like, if there's not a problem, I get antsy. So it's like I'm a daytime firefighter and nighttime arsonist. So I keep the supply and demand going, you know what I'm saying? That drama gives me energy. But I'm realizing, like, yo, life is drama. You know what I'm saying? Drama will find me. I don't need to create it. Drama that I create is harming me more than anything. It's taking me away from what's worth my time and energy and attention. No, I also believe that as part of the process. I realize I'm finally in a stage where I'm some level of comfortable taking time for myself and appreciating myself and celebrating myself and stuff. But I'm not accustomed to it. So it just feels foreign and it feels like I'm not supposed to be doing this. Even like a day that I plan on cutting hair, if I decide to spend that doing something else, I feel guilty, like I cheated myself. or I cheated somebody. But I'm also realizing it's the first time I've ever had the freedom to prioritize myself or even be a kid for real. Like, I've never been to the beach. I've never been to an amusement park. When I was in high school, I didn't have any extracurriculars because I had to basically raise my sister. You know what I'm saying? Like, even in college, nigga, I was paying my way through school and paying bills at home. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have time to hang out with niggas, and the only people that want to hang out with me are business majors, and business majors got a lot more time than engineering majors, and none of my business. But I was always sacrificing for somebody else. Even the sacrifices I made for me, like, I'm realizing that I only ever sacrifice on behalf of somebody else. Even when it would have benefited for me to make a sacrifice for myself, I never made that sacrifice until I knew it could benefit everybody else around me. And like, even the apartments I chose in the last 8 years, all the apartments I lived in was for the sake of, oh, well, I want to have space just in case somebody else needs some space, like needs a place to stay, whether it was my sister or my ex at a time. You know what I'm saying? I was always trying to structure everybody else's life in a way where they had more agency. But ultimately, I feel like I was just trying to donate my agency to them, because I wasn't helping them build their agency. I was just giving my agency away and then feeling resentful that, oh, now I have less agency because you're here and you're not trying to help me. But, nigga, that's enabling, you feel me? That's something I was doing to myself. But now it's really hard to ignore all that shit. Like, I see that shit in real time. Like, somebody asking me for a favor that I know is over leveraging me. Like, I can't even hide it on my face. Like, nah, bro. Like, you maybe next time, or you ask so and so, or this and that. But I'm realizing God don't want me to pour from an empty cup, and He especially don't want me to pour from an empty cup that has holes in it. Like, if you're not gonna prioritize just trying to at least make sure you're bare minimum okay, so the help that people give you even works. If you're not trying to bare minimum collaborate on the help that I'm giving you, you don't really deserve my effort. This real shit. God worked through infinite avenues. It don't always gotta be me. This video kind of all over the place. I haven't made a video in a while, and I just want to get my thoughts out here. I feel like this is all like public prayer to me, you know? But appreciate y'all. I got courses and consultations, link in the bio, If you haven't followed me, Cuts by Elvis and Better Barbering, Instagram and TikTok. But till next time, craft over clout. I'm out.